or just one?
I only did one because I didn't know how they were going to turn
All right,
out.
I want to know.
It's 8.
I probably get a sweet answer. What'd you say?
It's 8.
Let's go.
What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? This is Delay of Game, Season 1, Episode 4. My bad. The Irishman's perspective on football. I am your co-host, Marcus. Join me tonight is Brian. Say what up, Brian.
Hey.
Mark.
Hello.
And Herman.
What's up, people?
So the time is finally here. The day we have been waiting for since February. And here's an appropriate song just for that occasion. If you want to. And
It's the most wonderful time of the year. With the kids jingle bells.
this is my Christmas. The heck with real Christmas. This is my Christmas. The season starts tomorrow, and we're on our way. So what we got today, Mark?
Today we're going to have some predictions from NFL division winners, along with the wild card teams. We start off with Herman. Who you got?
All right, so we're gonna go with the NFC North. I guess we'll start with that. I got the Vikings winning the North. They won it last year. I know Green Bay is, they got their quarterback back, and it's hard to pick against Aaron Rodgers. But Minnesota's got that defense, and I feel like this year they got a real quarterback. To see what they did last year without a quarterback who can put the team on his back, and now that they have that, I think they take the division.
So you believe in Kirk Cousins?
I definitely believe in Kirk Cousins.
Okay.
I want to concur with Herman on his prediction too. I also like the Vikings to win the NFC North. Not only do they have Kirk Cousins, but they did get their starting running back who went out with an injury last year. And like you said, with that defense, it's going to be tough for Green Bay. Green Bay is good, and Aaron Rodgers is phenomenal, but Green Bay's defense has been suspect, and I don't think they did enough in the offseason to correct that. So I like the running game. I like the passing game of the Vikings, and I think they're going to take that division.
That's a good point about the starting running back.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to disagree. With a healthy Aaron Rodgers, I think the NFC North belongs to Green Bay. I don't think you can beat him. He's the greatest quarterback in the league right now. He has Jimmy Graham there for red zones. It's all Green Bay this year for the NFC North.
You do know he's the greatest quarterback with only one Super Bowl.
Is that true?
Yes.
Well, he's still got time to go. It's better to be the greatest quarterback without a Super Bowl like Dan Marino.
True. I think I have to agree with the Vikings being the top choice in the division, but coming in close, I think Bears up their stock up a little bit with the Khalil Mack trade. But Vikings, it's gonna be feast or famine for them. Vikings gonna have to really make it to the Super Bowl in order for them to have the successful year. I think the Vikings will be the one that'll take that division.
So you saying the Bears are going to come in at what?
They gonna come close. I think Bears gonna come close.
You think Bears gonna take the division?
On that point, though, the Bears are going to have a beast of a defense. They were going to have a good defense without Khalil Mack. Now with Khalil Mack, they are definitely going to be maybe in the top 10 defensively. The only question I still got is Trubisky.
I was going to ask you.
I was about to ask you, who's that quarterback?
No, it's not that all of this question. But they still got a good running game. They've always had a good running game.
They do.
I think that's going to be the key. Chicago success is going to be predicated off their running game. You got Howard and Tyreek Henry as their running backs. There's a dual threat. I think they are going to surprise a lot of people.
But the only thing that I've been hearing about from the quarterbacks, for the coaches from Chicago, is we're going to open it up. Trubisky's going to throw. And if they go this route and they don't lean on the running game like you said, they'll be at the bottom.
No, they need to lean on the running game. They need to eat clock. Their offense needs to help their defense, keep their defense off the field, keep them fresh, and keep that other team's offense like Minnesota's and the Packers, even the Lions. The Lions are going to have a good offense, so they need to keep them offenses off the field as much as possible.
So I just want to verify. So, Mark, are you saying that the Bears are going to win the division?
No, I'm saying the Vikings gonna win the division, but the Bears are gonna give them a tough time with it.
Okay. So is that your outlandish pick of the season?
You can say that. That is my outlandish pick. The Bears are gonna be coming second place in that division. Yeah,
So that means wild card. So you're saying
Yes.
wild card?
I can put them as a wild card team. Yes, absolutely in the NFC.
You jumping
Yes.
the gun there,
Yeah,
Marcus.
jumping.
I'm just asking. He said number 2, so I'm just asking.
What about the other divisions here? You talk about the what about the NFC East?
All right.
That's a hard one.
This is a hard one because, you look at the Super Bowl champions came out of the NFC East. All right. But I'm going to go with history in the NFC East. And teams don't repeat in the NFC East
That's
very
true.
often.
You make a good point, Herman.
Doesn't happen.
That's a good point.
Okay, so I looked at the standings from last year, and the Eagles finished first, Cowboys finished second, Skins were third, Giants were last. It's gonna sound like a homer pick, but I'm going with my Cowboys, and I'm gonna tell you this is why. We had the Zeke Elliott distraction, whatever. Dallas was 9-7 last year, and we lost our best player for 6 games. You put that best player back on the field, and I know you got the Jason Witten retirement and the cutting of Dez Bryant, but you put Zeke back on the field,
That's at least 2 more wins.
and there's 2 more wins. So that's 11-5 right there. And then we were blown out in maybe 1 or 2 games last year. Dallas was.
Denver and I think Atlanta.
Yeah.
Did you know
So I'm going
that?
with Cowboys.
Did you know that Dak Prescott he had 2 more touchdowns for the season than Matt Ryan did last season?
What, total touchdowns?
Yes, 2 more.
Not passing.
Yes, 2 more.
Total
Total,
pass.
or pass?
not passing.
Passing.
No way, really?
Yes. Matt Ryan had 20 and Dak Prescott had 22. I was surprised when I looked that up.
Yeah,
That's impressive.
yeah.
Again,
That was an off year for Matt Ryan.
fueling my fire.
Who you got, Brian?
This is a really tough conversation because my heart always wants my boys to win, but I'm trying to be professional and judgmental, not judgmental. So I'm actually going to go with the Giants to win the NFC East.
The Giants.
Wow.
The additions.
Wouldn't
with-
expect that.
Is that your outlandish pick of the season? It sounds like it. Is that your outlandish pick of the season? It sounds like it.
No. The Giants were bad, but the Giants, like the Redskins and like a lot of the teams, were demolished with injuries last year. But when they lost all their offensive weapons, they just couldn't. Eli just couldn't compete. But I think with Odell back, with the addition of Saquon Barkley to give them some substance of a running game, I think the Giants have a good possibility. And their defense wasn't as good as it was the first year, but they have an ability to bring it back. So I'm going to put my pick with the Giants, but I would the Cowboys.
So you believe in Eli?
God, don't make me say that, Marcus.
Say it. You believe in Eli?
I believe in OBJ. I think he can make any quarterback
And I think-
look like a Pro Bowler.
I think Saquon Barkley is definitely going to help out that offense a lot better than last year.
I'm just worried about their line.
Yeah, their
Even though
line
they
is still
did have
questionable. They
injuries, their line is still
upgraded somewhat in offseason, but it's still there's no guarantees. There's no guarantees.
It's interesting. I didn't see that one coming from Brian. So
Neither did
got me on
Marcus, who you got?
I hate to say it, but I probably agree with Herman.
Cowboys.
I believe the Cowboys will probably win the division. I thought Philly was going to be a force for a while and dominate the division, but this preseason, which preseason really doesn't mean too much, but Carson Wentz isn't starting. I don't think they've said when he's going to be back yet, and Nick Foles is looking like the Nick Foles of old, and I just can't see him dominating like they did last year.
And they don't have their number one receiver. They're not. Nobody's even talking about him.
Yeah, Jeffries is out.
Yeah, and they're not even saying. I mean, now they're talking about week 2 he might come back, but there's no guarantee. So you got a questionable wide receiver crew. Basically, it's going to be the Zach Ertz show and the running game.
And so with Zeke being there for the whole season, and with that statistic I just gave you, like I said, I was shocked when I looked that up. That Dak Prescott actually had 2 more passing touchdowns than Matt Ryan last year. You can't deny that fact. And You said they were 9-7 last year.
Yeah,
So,
9-7.
yeah, they'll probably win the division.
All right, Mr. Parker.
I'm gonna have to disagree a bit with Herman with the. I'm gonna say the Eagles are going back to the playoffs with that top notch for that team. I think the Eagles are gonna be the top team in that division again. Even though they don't have Wentz starting, I think the coaching staff and the defense is strong enough to get them on par, get them on track. Even though they don't have a top wide receiver, he didn't really need a top wide receiver last year. I think that's going to still be the case this year. But I got the Eagles going.
Jeffries last year.
Jeffries never really
performed.
He didn't really develop into that receiving towards playoffs. But I think they got enough experience on that coaching staff that they put the team together. What we see in the playoffs, you can just take that and throw that. I mean, I'm sorry, in the preseason, you can just take that and throw that out. That don't mean squad.
I agree with you on that.
I can agree with you on that. The preseason doesn't mean anything, but Nick Foles is looking terrible.
He did, but it's vanilla. It's real basic. So
But
when
this-
they game plan, I mean, you got to give it to that head coach. That guy, he does know what he's doing.
This is the thing that gets. Or this is why I counted the Eagles out, and it was mainly about the quarterback position, and it wasn't about what Nick Foles did during the preseason. You get Foles, you start with Foles, you start to get on a roll a little bit. Let's say they get on a roll, and then Wentz comes in. Wentz is definitely a better quarterback. Okay, you think, oh, it's just an upgrade. The chemistry's not there because Wentz hasn't been practicing. You know, then you start
Offensive
to
lines
right.
has to protect differently.
So then you start to lose a couple games here and there. The momentum is gone right when it could be a very important part of the season.
And it's a distraction too. Why are you
Exactly.
putting Wentz in when Foles is doing so well?
Exactly. You know, it's all about winning. Does Wentz just automatic? Let's say Foles goes out there and starts lighting it up.
But I don't think the coaching staff. I mean, Wentz, it's still Wentz's team even when he gets back. I don't think they. Totally,
That's what he's saying.
No, that's
though.
what I'm
That's
saying.
exactly what he's saying.
So let's say Foles is on a roll. Let's say Foles is on a roll.
Let's say Foles wins like 5 games.
Yeah, and then it's time. If Wentz is healthy, time for Wentz to play. What happens then? If Foles is struggling, then that's the easy decision.
But if he's playing lights out, it's hard to try to take him out, especially when he just won you the Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, there's no quarterback controversy in Philly. That's Carson Wentz's team. When he's ready to come back, he's coming back.
But it's always going to be a controversy when you start winning. It's a simple solution if Foles is losing games. So we'll see. Interesting.
It is. Next division, got the NFC West. Who you got, Herman?
This one was kind of easy. I mean,
I think we could all like pause and say it real quick.
right, you know, I don't even know if there's a lot of discussion on this one, but
It's the Rams. I think we could all
I
agree
think
it's
it's
the Rams.
It's the Rams.
It's the Rams.
Unless the Niners get like, you know, they're the only other team in that division I see that hasn't changed.
Really?
The Cardinals got a brand new coach.
I would say the Cardinals.
No,
I
the-
think the Cardinals will be the
Johnson.
second. The second.
I'm a little nervous with the new running game and with the questionable quarterback.
no. I think the 49ers might be second. Jimmy Garoppolo is the real deal. That dude's going to be good.
Bradford is
Arizona.
Bradford's
quarterback.
starting, yeah. And then they got a
broke back Bradford. He's always
when he's
working out.
on, he's on. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
but
good,
but he can't stay
through
healthy.
the season.
That's broke back. Yeah, Rams all the way.
So we all agree on the Rams.
Yeah.
So we just throwing Seattle completely under the bus, huh?
Huh?
So we just throwing Seattle completely under the bus. They don't even get a mention. Right?
Absolutely.
They're rebuilding.
Absolutely.
I mean, they're rebuilding. They've kind
The
of.
Legion of Boom is gone, except for the safety. I mean,
He'll probably be with the Cowboys in a couple weeks anyway.
They don't have the defense that they had before. NFC South.
I'm gonna go with the Falcons. You got a healthy Julio Jones, Matt Ryan. You got Freeman, who is an underrated running back in my opinion, and then you got Coleman, who they don't really split time, but they do split time. And I got two lethal running
And I
backs.
think I saw too, Rich, where they're gonna have them two both in the backfield together. in a couple
You got to figure out a way to put them on the field at the same time. Yeah. And then you got Sanu, and then you got this rookie who's supposed to be a prototype of Julio Jones.
and you got Julio Jones.
Right. So I'm going with Atlanta.
Right.
Man, this was really tough. This was harder to decide than the NFC East because all these teams are good except for the Bucks. But the other three all have potential and all have the ability. I mean, I could actually see them making it all the way to the Super Bowl. But I went with the Saints. I jumped on the Saints bandwagon. Last year, they had a phenomenal defense. They had Rookie of the Year on defense. They had Rookie of the Year on, a Rookie of the Year runner-up on offense with Alvin Kamara. I think this is Drew Brees' swan song soon, and I just think they got the better coach and the better offensive firepower. I think with their defense doing what they're going to do, I think they're going to all beat up on each other. But I think at the end of the day, I think the Saints are going to take it.
Marcus, who you got?
I got to go with the Falcons. Just like Herman said, you got Matt Ryan, one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league. You got Julio Jones. You got 2 great running backs. You got Sanu. Got a great offense. I just don't see the Saints. I think the Saints will be a contender, but I don't see Carolina or the Saints, especially not Tampa Bay, making a big move against them. So I'm going with the Falcons.
I mean, they lost their starting quarterback for 3 games of the season.
That might be an improvement.
That might be a benefit.
Oh, Jameis Winston
You go get
fans
some
out
crabs
there.
and eat some
Right.
W's. while he's off.
I gotta go against both of the picks here. I gotta say the Panthers. Panthers got an offensive coordinator by the name of Norv Turner.
Oh, look.
I think he's gonna help turn that team around. I think the defense is strong enough to sustain and keep them in contention. I think the Panthers gonna win that division.
I didn't know North Turner was their offensive coordinator.
That's
Yeah.
the
Yeah, I just found out a couple days ago. I didn't even know he was still coaching.
North Turner. I think that's all the more reason why the Panthers aren't gonna. And that's nothing against North, but that's more of a. I don't feel like Cam is the type of quarterback for North's system.
Has Norv ever had a quarterback like Cam before?
No, not that I can think of.
No.
No,
That'll be interesting.
most of his quarterbacks are in pocket
pocket passers.
I can't think of one where he's had an opportunity to run.
Accurate passes.
You remember he was out in San Diego with Rivers.
Yeah.
That was last year?
Go around.
And then last year he was with the Vikings, wasn't he? He was with the
No,
Vikings.
not-
Oh, he left.
Yeah.
That's right.
He was with the Vikings.
Yeah.
Then we can move over to the AFC side. We're gonna do the AFC East.
That's
We
easy.
got on that one.
The Patriots.
Again, that's just like the NFC West. I mean, it's pretty much a no-brainer.
I don't think we need to discuss that one. We just move on.
Yeah, we're going with that.
The Pats are the bully of the division. Huh?
I mean, can you even remember when was the last time they didn't win the division?
No.
That year Brady went out. That year Brady broke his ACL.
It was 2011.
But I think they still had 11-5 record.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They didn't make the playoffs though.
Oh no,
They just missed the playoffs.
Right.
Yeah, they just missed the playoffs.
Yeah, I think that's unanimous. It's the Patriots.
Yeah.
AFC East.
We just said AFC.
I'm sorry, AFC. AFC West.
I'm going with the Broncos. I
gotta hear this one.
I don't like the Chiefs. I don't like the Chiefs getting rid of Alex Smith. I don't believe in
Mahomes.
the second year Mahomes. I don't believe in him yet. Of course, they still got Kareem. Still have some other pieces on the offense and their
You got
defense.
Kelsey.
They got Kelsey. They
Kelsey.
do.
And Kelsey's like the best friend to a new quarterback.
But I just feel like when you lose your starting quarterback, you lose a piece of that offense, and you're not going to recover that within the offseason and the next year.
But the thing is that they didn't have to let Alex Smith go.
They
They
did.
chose to let him go.
I know.
Which says a big thing. And I mean, the last time that
Andy Reid.
Andy Reid let a over-aging quarterback go to the Redskins, you saw how that turned out. So,
But I don't know if Alex Smith was old and aging. He's in his prime, like kind of, at least for the Redskins.
Alex Smith had the best quarterback rating of everybody last year.
he did with Andy Reid.
But he had a better offensive line that was in front of him too.
And he had the leading rusher in the league.
He
too.
did. But again, I'm going with and not that Denver has they got.
Yeah, that's what
quarterback either.
what do you see on Denver
Well-
that makes you?
I think their defense is going to carry them.
But who's their quarterback?
Oh man.
Case Keenum
From the Vikings.
from the Vikings last year from Minnesota.
So it's going to be another like a Viking situation. He can, he'll protect the ball. He'll protect the ball. The defense will hold him in the games. And again, if you look at if you want to say that it's between Kansas City and Denver, I'm going to go with Kansas City. I'm going to go with Denver because Case Keenum's more experienced quarterback than Mahomes. So That's where I'm going. I'm going with the Broncos.
Brian.
I am going with the Chargers.
Oh,
I am
explain that one.
bandwagon. The way that offense, the way they changed like halfway through the season last year and was just lighting up the scoreboard. I mean, they had the best wide receiver. Well, not the best, but one of the best wide receivers in the game. I think they got a strong running game still, and I think the defense improved more this year than it did last year. So, I actually like the Chargers the best out of this one. I'm definitely not feeling the Raiders. The Chiefs, like Herm said, I'm still concerned with them going with Mahomes. And then the Broncos, I'm just not feeling that one right now.
San Diego has. Oh, I'm sorry. The Chargers, LA Chargers. They have the most experienced quarterback in the division.
They do. They do.
They do.
Marcus, who you got?
You need to start asking me first because I seem to be co-signing everything Herman says. I'm gonna have to go with the Broncos.
Now, what do you see in the Broncos, Marcus?
I don't. The Raiders are going to be. I like the Raiders' offense. I like the quarterback situation. I like the wide receiver situation. I'm going to enjoy watching them play this season. But I just don't think. I think Gruden is going to be a failure. So I don't have any faith in them. Kansas City. I like Mahomes. I watched a lot of his football games at Texas Tech. His college games at Texas Tech. I like him, but I don't know what he can do yet. I have no faith in the Chargers. I guess I wasn't watching the same games you were watching last year. So that leaves Denver. I like Case Keenum. He did pretty good in Minnesota last year. I think he'll do good in Denver. And so I got to go with them.
How about you, man?
I'm going to have to say the Chargers along with Brian. Chargers finished up strong at the end of the season. He also mentioned about the top wide receiver. They got another wide receiver you guys haven't heard from that may be on a lot of people's radar, and that's Mike Williams. He was hurt. He got hurt last year. This is his second year, but he's a rookie last year. I think
he got hurt pretty early too, did he? I think
he did. But he's been snagging a lot of balls. I think he's gonna open up a lot more for that offense. Of course, they got Melvin Gordon. The defense is going to be strong too. Pass rusher with English and Bosa. I think the Chargers going to be the team to beat in that division.
Don't forget about Antonio Gates, the old tight end.
Well, I think they just brought him back because they're gonna have him retire.
No, they don't have no tight ends.
Hunter got hurt.
That's it. He did.
They lost their tight end.
They need Antonio Gates.
Familiar with the team, so that's why they just brought him back.
Right. Yeah, that's right. AFC North.
That's easy.
This one's kind of.
I don't know if it's real boring and easy, but I picked the Steelers.
Well, we can stop talking about it because I think we all picked the Steelers.
We picked the Steelers.
I don't need to say anything. I don't have to say it. I think the Steelers are the strongest team in that division right now.
Unless Marcus has a sleeper. You picking Cleveland, Marcus?
We'll come back to that.
Last but not least, you got the AFC South.
This one was a little difficult.
Yeah.
I don't think it's difficult at all. I'm all in on Houston this year. I'm all in on Houston and Deshaun Watson. All in.
Well, I picked Houston too.
I mean, that's 3 in a row. I got Houston too.
Deshaun.
Yeah. Let's not count out Jacksonville, though.
We're not. Jacksonville is second. I just think if Deshaun Watson stays healthy, I just like you basically you're doing the 2 quarterback. Deshaun Watson, against what's the Jaguars?
Blake Bortles.
I mean, there's really no question. I mean, but the Jags were a surprise playoff team last year. I mean, and they did beat these Steelers last year in the playoffs that we are touting to be the best team, one of the best teams in the AFC. So I mean, it's not a guarantee that the Texans will get it, but I like they got their defense back together. They got that dynamic quarterback. They got a good running game, and I just think they're going to take it.
Let's not forget Tennessee now.
I don't know why I'm just not high on Tennessee again this year.
Me neither.
I don't think a lot of people was high on them last year, but they went to the playoffs.
So,
they did, but so did Buffalo.
I believe we got I believe we have a comment in the chat.
You think Jacksonville's going to
I
take
think Jacksonville is going back as a South.
That's not what you have on your paper. No.
What does he have on his paper? He has Houston on his paper.
He has Jacksonville.
Does he?
So
All right.
we're gonna look at the wild cards for the NFC.
Wild cards.
All right, so my
We're
wild
doing
card
that.
teams for the NFC,
MC, okay.
I got Green Bay and Philly. So I'm not counting Philly out from what they did last year, but I just don't think they'll win the division. I think they're gonna be a wild card team in Green Bay, and it was hard not to pick somebody else from the South because I'm feeling what you said about New Orleans and even possibly Carolina, but these are my picks. I'm going Green Bay and Philly.
Brian?
I'm completely different with Herman. I do have two coming out of the South. I got the Falcons and I got the Packers.
Marcus?
I have Minnesota,
Packers.
and I have Minnesota and the Saints. So I got two teams come out of the South too, but like I said, I predict Green Bay to win the North. So that means Minnesota is definitely going to be the wild card, and I believe the Saints.
And last but not least, I got Minnesota.
As a wild card?
They coming as a wild card.
Okay. So you got the Packers winning the division too.
No, you got the Bears. Oh no, you got the Packers.
That's it.
I have the North written down.
Okay. So you
I
did.
did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So I got
Minnesota and
Minnesota, and believe it or not, the Cowboys.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay.
So AFC, my AFC wild card teams are the Jaguars and the Chargers. Jaguars won the division last year. I just don't think they think they get back to the playoff. And I like the Chargers. They're an up and coming team, so I think they're gonna find a way to sneak into the playoffs, especially because Buffalo was in there last year as a wild card, and I definitely don't see that happening again. So I think the Chargers had a lot of momentum at the end of the season, and I think they're going to continue that this year.
Brian?
So this is where the surprise pops in on my picks for this year. I'm going also with Herman with the Jaguars. I do think, like Herman said, the Jaguars are definitely going to make it to the playoffs. But I think they're going to lose the division to the Texans and become a wild card. And my second wild card are the Jets. Jets.
Could you explain that one?
The Jets. I like the Jets. The Jets were actually not a bad team last year. They just couldn't get over the hump. But they were in a lot of games. I think with having the same quarterback again another year, I think they upped the defense, and I think they got a rookie back there that was doing pretty decent in the preseason. Now, of course, it's preseason, but he showed a lot of potential. So I just think that the Jets are going to finally get over that hump. And I'm not feeling the Dolphins or the Bills. So.
Marcus, who you got?
I got the Jags, and this is my outlandish prediction.
Don't you say Cleveland.
Cleveland. The Cleveland Browns will be a wild card.
Nobody mark the tape. We got to come back to this episode.
Because I don't know, maybe it's just Hard Knocks, but they've got me excited. I think they could turn it. It'd be great. It'd be a great story if they could turn a no-win season around to making it to the playoffs, being a wild card. I think that would be like the story of the season. And so I'm predicting that with their new quarterback situation, whether it's Tyrod Taylor or Baker Mayfield, that they'll do at least enough to be a wild card. And that's my outlandish prediction of the year. That the Browns will be in the playoffs.
I got in the AFC Houston, and I'm gonna probably call this an outlandish pick. I'm gonna say Baltimore Ravens.
I don't see this being too outlandish.
Yeah, that's not too outlandish.
Baltimore get back in the playoffs.
I mean, it's just as crazy as me and the Jets, so I don't see
It's true.
Yeah. And I mean, Baltimore was one interception away last year from making it to the playoffs, and they were terrible. So it is not out of the realm of possibilities.
RG3 leads the Ravens to the playoffs.
No, we're not getting that crazy.
You don't think Flacco? You think Flacco's gonna make it?
No,
Lamar Jackson.
It's gonna be Lamar Jackson leading him if anything.
So speaking of the Ravens, is Flacco? Is this a do or die year this year for him? Is he on the hot seat?
Definitely.
Flacco's last year.
This is last year, probably
Yes.
even if they go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Really?
The Ravens will cut a Super Bowl winning quarterback. They've done it before.
They've proven it before.
Right.
Well, that was Trent Dilfer, wasn't it? Who wouldn't cut Trent Dilfer?
It was Trent. It was Trent.
It's not like you cut the first black quarterback to win a Super Bowl. What team would do that?
Okay.
The same one that the same kind of team that fires their winning coach after winning 2 Super Bowls and they let him go.
Anyway,
The games are starting tomorrow. We got a prediction for the top games of next of starting the season. Herman, who you got as far as week one's picks?
all right. So we picked the primetime games basically. So I got Philly over Atlanta. I got Green Bay beating Chicago, and Detroit over the Jets. And then the Rams are gonna beat Oakland.
Well,
Why?
really no need for me to say mine. You can just repeat what Herman just said. Because we're on the same page.
Marcus, who you got?
I'm about to take. I hate to say. Actually, I picked. Philly. I guess I'm gonna take Philly. I don't know why, but I guess I'll take Philly. Definitely, pretty much the same as Herman, but definitely Green Bay over Chicago. Detroit and the Jets. I'm not even gonna watch that one. I don't really care about that one, but I'll just go Detroit. And
You got it, Marcus.
and the Raiders and the Rams and Oakland, definitely the Rams.
Is that the last game?
No, that's the first Monday.
That's the first one?
night.
Okay, well, I'll watch that one.
Who was your last pick?
The Raiders over Oakland.
The
The
Raiders.
Raiders.
I'm sorry. The Rams. The Rams over Oakland.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm glad you came to your senses.
I'm sticking with my the Raiders are going to be garbage this year. They're going to have a great offense, but garbage this year.
Yeah, I pretty much got the Eagles winning, Green Bay, the Rams against the Raiders. The only one I have to say different is the Jets. I think the Jets are going to beat Detroit.
I do want to give a mention to the 1:00 game on Sunday, the Texans versus New England. I think that's going to be one hell of a game. I think there's going to be a lot of points scored in that game. It's hard. I can't pick against Tom Brady and Bill Belichick.
You absolutely can. You
I can't.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, but who's his number one quarterback? Go ahead, say it, Marcus.
Tom Brady is the number one
Houston.
quarterback.
Yeah, well, now that we've done the picks and we started into that, let's roll right into the fantasy stuff. Because we had a fantasy draft this past weekend, and a certain somebody on the panel chose Deshaun Jackson.
Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson.
I'm sorry, huh?
Deshaun Watson.
I'm sorry, Deshaun Watson as his number one pick, and he wanted to explain that because I told him he had some explaining.
What was his number one pick or his number one quarterback?
His number one
pick.
No,
His number
I'm
one
sorry,
pick?
it was his number one pick. Yeah.
The number one pick.
Okay.
Well, in our league, quarterbacks are very valuable. So I was picking a quarterback anyway. And as you normally know, I'm a Tom Brady fanboy. I've been playing fantasy football for like almost 10 years now. I think out of those 10 years, I've only not had Tom Brady on my team like twice. I didn't pick Tom Brady first this year because at some point he's going to fall off. It probably won't be this year, but I don't want to be the dude that picks Tom Brady on the fall off year. So I went with Deshaun Watson because Deshaun Watson was the tackler last year before he got hurt. He was great. You need to go back and watch that Seahawks Texas game from Week 8 last year. 400 yards passing, I think 40 yards rushing. He just totally lit him up. I believe Deshaun.
What pick did you have? I
For-
don't remember.
In
6.
the draft.
6.
What number were you picking?
6.
Okay.
Either 6 or 5.
Okay. If I remember correctly,
This might take Tom Brady first.
well, no, they didn't. I don't think
No.
so. But who was on the board? I think
Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers was still on the board.
He was on the board.
Brady was definitely still on the board.
He was still on the board.
I think there were a ton of quarterbacks still on the board.
That's my point.
Yes.
There were a ton of quarterbacks on the board.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Yes.
So I'm not going to necessarily say picking Watson was a bad pick, but for the number one pick, it was a bad pick. Okay? And I'm going to say it because you could have got him later.
You absolutely could have got him.
Second or third round, I think you could have got him.
That is true, but I always pick quarterback first. I try to pick the quarterback and try to pick his main wide receiver, and I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that because someone's who's on the panel, his son took my wide receiver.
But how do you not take Aaron Rodgers? How do you not take Tom Brady? The body of work.
Like I said,
That is true.
I didn't take Tom Brady.
You were basing your fantasy life on a quarterback that played, 6 games last year?
And I
Yes.
think another thing,
And he was
Herman-
spectacular in those 6 games. I believe Watson is the real deal. I believe he's going to be the future. He's going to be the future of the NFL.
I agree with you. I chose him in another league I was in, but I didn't take him number 1. The value pick is what
Yeah.
I think is the biggest thing. You could have got him at a lower round and still.
Well, like I said,
Oh my God. Alvin Kamara was still there. DeAndre Hopkins, Julio Jones, Kareem Hunt,
Julio was there.
Michael.
I got Kareem Hunt.
Kelsey, Bennett Fournette,
Everybody was there. 'cause
Stephon
he had the
Diggs, Melvin
sixth
Gordon.
pick.
There were a ton of better.
I take my other outlandish prediction of the season. Deshaun Watson, MVP. I'm all in on Deshaun Watson this year.
Yeah, what you smoking?
He's probably gonna get hurt the first.
I cannot
Marcus,
wait.
Marcus, what you smoking, man?
He's
What
gonna
you
tear
smoking?
his ACL the first game of the season.
No, don't be jinxing my quarterback, okay? And everywhere you look, if you look up top fantasy quarterbacks, he's on every list. He's on every list. According to the Washington Post, the top 10. It's not 10. It's whatever.
Was he number
Number
one?
is that's what I was gonna say.
Well, I don't know. Okay, Aaron Rodgers number 1. Okay, so I passed on Aaron
Okay.
Rodgers,
Yes.
but I did
And
pick him up in my other league. Russell
Let me
Wilson.
just double back on that one real quick because I picked Aaron Rodgers first in every one of my fantasy leagues. So
Well, I did too in my other draft, in my other league. But Aaron Rodgers, of course. Russell Wilson. I don't know why. Tom Brady.
Russell Wilson.
Yes. He's number 2 on the Washington Post.
He's the dual threat because he runs
He can
a lot.
run and pass.
He runs a lot.
That's true.
Like
Tom-
last year, he was the leading runner on the team.
Tom Brady, number 3. Deshaun Watson, number 4. Cam Newton. I don't know why. Carson Wentz.
Because Cam runs too. He's dual threat.
And Carson Wentz had been healthy. He would have been dead. He would have been a contender for my first pick. But
Oh, he would have been MVP if he had stayed healthy.
Yes.
so it would have been an MVP drawdown between those two, between Deshaun Watson and Carson Wentz, and then Drew Brees, and then Matthew Stafford. I believe that's like 7. That's all I can see right now.
Since we on the fantasy, as far as fantasy rankings go, as far as
Just week 1.
week 1, who you got as far as top quarterback and why?
Well, I can tell you, if New England hasn't fixed their defense from that Super Bowl last year, Deshaun Watson gonna have a lot of yards and a lot of points. Okay,
Okay, who's your number 2?
my number 2.
Yeah,
Oh, I got for
Aaron
who's playing this week? Oh, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Then. Of course, yeah, Aaron Rodgers.
Week 1.
Aaron Rodgers then, because Chicago, come on, he'll light Chicago up, and he got Jimmy Graham now. That's a red zone touchdowns all day.
Man, who's number 3?
Got to be Tom Brady. Has to be Tom Brady. Last year they played him twice. They played him once in the regular season, and then once in, I believe, in the playoffs. They played Houston in the playoffs, and it's Tom Brady. So he's gonna light him up. Even though I'm not too confident in his wide receiving core, I am confident in Gronk and Brady and Belichick.
I can go with that. Of course, my number 1 would be going to be Aaron Rodgers. I ride with Aaron Rodgers like you ride with like you used to ride with Tom Brady. I try to get Aaron Rodgers every year, and if he's out there, I'm usually taking him. I'm going to take him with my first pick. He got hurt last year, but that dude is, especially in our league, that dude is a fantasy nightmare for whoever you're.
I won 2 championships with Rodgers, so
Against me, yeah, I know.
Well, don't feel bad. That fool down in the corner at the end won against me. That was the number 1 player. He was like 4th.
Yeah, I snuck in.
I'm still salty about that one.
So you got wide receivers, you got your fans.
We got the tight ends. We actually have
tight
the tight ends for this week. We're actually for the fantasy year top 5. I put them in a particular order. Number 5 is Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce would probably be like a number 2 or number 1, but I'm questioning the quarterback. I'm just not feeling Mahomes, but I think that will be his little safety blanket. So Travis Kelce definitely would be number 5. Number 4 is going to be Gronk. Gronk is always going to be in the top 5 no matter what. Brady's going to throw to him with 2 people protecting him, with 3 people on him. He's just a beast, and he's just a very difficult player to stop when he's healthy. My number 3 is actually Greg Olsen. I looked back and I was looking at Carolina, and I mean, when he got hurt last year, it hurt their offense a lot. Again, a lot of these tight ends are blanket, these protectors for the quarterback, where when they can't get anybody else, they're looking for that tight end because the tight end's always going to be available. And I think Greg Olsen would be my number 3. My number 2 is Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz is actually under the wire. A lot of people don't realize how good he was last year or how good he is. And then my top tight end is going to be Jimmy Graham. With that connection with Aaron Rodgers, with the Aaron Rodgers magic, I mean, how can that dude not catch 100 touchdowns?
You got Graham over Kelsey.
That dude.
Because of the quarterback.
I mean,
Yeah,
I can see because Seattle didn't use Graham properly.
No, they
They
didn't
did
at all.
Definitely see
It was a waste of his time there.
But Breeze did.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Breeze did. I mean, with Aaron
Yeah,
Rodgers,
I think-
I think he'll find that magic again
Yeah.
with Aaron Rodgers.
Right,
Definitely.
Moving on to running backs, I think it's pretty easy when it comes to running backs, except for one that I'm questioning. You're gonna go with Gurley. It's probably gonna be your top running back this year, and then Kamara. I think with this what's his name suspension,
Mark Ingram.
Mark Ingram.
Ingram being suspended, and Kamara had his numbers already. So you get 4 games of Kamara and somebody backing him up. He's gonna be up there. I think.
Yeah, not just rushing, into receiving as well.
Yeah, that's both of the top
Yes,
2. Is
right.
it's not only
Yes.
they're rushing, but they're receiving.
Yeah.
They're dual threat,
Yeah.
running and receiving.
I think Zeke pops up in there in your top 5.
Yeah, that's a
put him
definite.
at 3. He's gonna not only is he gonna pound the ball, I think they're gonna try to throw the ball to him a little bit more too. He can be a receiving threat also.
And he's a 4 down. He's always on the field. He don't come off on 3rd down.
Definitely. Kareem Hunt is going to be my number 4. I think that teams will definitely gear up to stop him now because Mahomes is not as much of a threat. So I think his numbers might drop a little bit. And number 4, I would.
You mean number 5?
Huh?
You said you're 5,
Sorry,
right?
number 5. I would have Bell in there. I don't like what's going on with him right now. And whenever he does report, he's not going to be in football shape. He's probably more prone to an injury.
Running backs don't need training camp though.
I
No,
don't
but
believe that.
they need practice.
They do.
They need practice.
Practice.
The
They
reps
may not
help.
need to play in
It
the
helps.
preseason games, but they need to rep. They need to practice. They need to get in there and get in some type of football shape. Like Herman said, he ain't even been hit.
Exactly. I'm gonna go with if he can stay healthy, I think Melvin Gordon will be right there too.
What about Christian McCaffrey?
I'm gonna huh?
What about Christian McCaffrey?
His size bothers me.
He was a beast last year in Carolina.
Last year.
He is lightning in the bottle, but I just feel like a couple good pounds and that's gonna slow him down. But he's right there too. But I'm gonna go with Gordon. Like I said, if he can stay healthy. So those are gonna be my top 5.
Sounds money.
And I guess we kind of nobody took wide receivers.
Well, we could discuss something we were discussing the other day. I made a claim that I believe DeAndre Hopkins is the best wide receiver in the league. Then Antonio Brown and Julio Jones, number 2 and
And
3.
OBJ
Just
and Odell Beckham Jr. too.
pure madness.
I believe DeAndre Hopkins is the best. I believe he's better than the best. Everybody else is behind him. Julio Jones, then who did I say? Antonio Brown, and then
Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah.
Where does AJ Green fall in your category?
if you can get a quarterback, he can probably move up some. But
There are a lot of good wide receivers, but not DeAndre Hopkins.
what?
No, but he's good. But no,
Yeah, DeAndre's
he's not.
good.
He's
You
not
need to look up his
good.
numbers from last year.
And I can't stand AB. Boy, that joke puts on a show every. He was guaranteed to get you 120 yards, like 10 catches, and at least a touchdown or 2 every game.
Hopkins was
Every
fourth
game.
in receiving yards last year.
Who?
He's up there.
He's up there.
I'm
Who?
not saying that, but he's not better than him or
But
Beckham.
Thielen was 5th, so I mean,
Yeah.
I don't like Beckham. It's not because he's a giant. Okay.
I mean, I don't like him personally, but on the field, the dude is phenomenal.
I just don't feel that way.
Every
Did
time.
he just get a big paycheck?
Yeah, he
He
did.
did,
You know what's
he
gonna
did.
happen? Lazy.
Taking plays off.
I'm afraid
Taking
of that
plays
one.
off. He won't be blocking.
He has that personality.
I hope he does. I hope he does. Without OC.
So,
All right, so we reached.
yeah, I think we're towards the end of the show.
So outlandish predictions. What do you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Wait, Marcus, you started off first.
I probably gave mine. I think the Browns are going to turn around. There's going to be a wild card this year. Any other outlandish predictions?
All right, I'm gonna give you one.
What's that?
I'm gonna top your Browns wild card, and I'm gonna give you Browns win the division and are the number one seed in the AFC.
Over New England and Pittsburgh.
Somebody.
Number one
We
seed.
need
You doing drugs over there? Somebody.
Herman might have bumped his head.
That is my outlandish
No.
prediction.
That's about as outlandish as you. At least I was reasonable with my outlandish pick. You just totally went off the.
Supposed to be reasonable.
You went crazy with
This
yours.
was outlandish.
So they went from 0-16 last year to number one in the.
The number one seed in the AFC.
That's how.
But you know what?
And what happened to New England and Pittsburgh?
It's outlandish.
Brian, you got it.
Mine is not that outlandish. Mine is that I believe, and I've said this already, that the Jets will be the number 2 team in the AFC East and will make the playoffs.
That's not.
That's not that outlandish.
It's-
That's not that outlandish.
What you got, Mark?
My outlandish. Le'Veon comes back and be the number 1 running back in the
Is that
league.
really outlandish?
That's not that outlandish.
He comes back.
that's
He was
and
like
be
number
the
what, 3
one.
last year?
That's not that outlandish.
2 or 3?
But still, he
But
comes
he did the
back.
same thing last year. He did that last year. He's done that before.
It's gonna happen again.
Well, that's not.
It's gonna happen again.
See, so mine's not as bad. Mark's is worse.
I got one more outlandish prediction.
We don't need any more. We have
The,
enough.
the Patriots win the Super Bowl, and then Brady and Belichick retire at the end of the year.
And what they move in together.
No, I don't,
Kumbaya.
no,
Live happily forever after.
I don't know. But that's my second on it. They win the Super Bowl again, and then they hang it up, both of them.
Well, hell, we getting outlandish. The Cowboys win the Super Bowl, and Dak is the MVP of the league. Run tell that.
Why's that outlandish?
It's not.
Both of those though together.
Yeah, absolutely. Wins the MVP and Super Bowl.
Yeah. When is the last time? When does that ever happen? When's the last time that happened that the
Hey, watch
MVP won the Super Bowl? Huh?
Emmett did it. That's all I
It's
remember.
like 20-some years ago.
Aaron
Shut
Rodgers
up!
didn't do it?
I don't know.
I don't know. We need
We
to
need to,
stat.
yeah, we need to statistician. But before we leave, we do want to thank everybody. We want to give a shout out, Mark, for the shirts. If everybody check it out,
Reggie,
we're down.
Max, Boxdale, thank you,
We are
baby.
official.
Nice. Check us out on YouTube. You can see.
Which you should be checking us out if you're watching now. So.
Yeah.
Also,
you should already know
we are
that.
on Twitter. So you can always tweet us if you have any questions. We do live tweeting during the show. So feel free to jump on Twitter. It's at Delay of Game on Twitter.
Yeah, we definitely want to start taking comments from people. You know, we want to respond to things and talk about, you know, subjects that you guys want to talk about. We have a format. So next week when we come back, we're going to preview the following week's games, or we're going to review them. We'll talk about those primetime games, and then we'll have a hot topic of the week, and we'll do our weekly picks again, and we'll also have our fantasy talk. So.
We did get one comment from the broadcast, and it must have been we saw about who's going to win the AFC East, because all they said is Buffalo. So I'm assuming they were talking about
Buffalo, really?
Yeah.
He must be in Buffalo.
No, but
Oh.
But yeah,
But,
if you got, shoot us questions. If you got questions, you got, like I said, you got something you want us to talk about. We want to make this as interactive as possible. So again, we thank y'all for tuning in.
we want to encourage you to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Once you subscribe, hit the bell so you can get alerted to when we set notifications. And please like and share to help us out a whole bunch. Get the word out. If you like the content we're giving you. And so see you next week. Same time.
The blog. Check out the blog.
Oh yeah, also, my bad. Yeah, also check out sportsintel.net. Should have done that in the beginning. I'm gonna have to start doing that at the beginning of the show.
Yeah,
Check out sportsintel.net. They're doing a lot of stuff right now. A lot of good articles in there, so go check them out. And I guess that's it. We're out. See y'all next time.
Peace.
Enjoy
Ball's
football.
back.